Yes, the 21st, and then the court reset date would be the 28th. They're looking to pick them up on the 27th.
Just get it a little bit less than a week. Understand that there is an act of God, right? That just completely close everything. You get just one kernel of snow, the entire city shuts down. So I'm going to grant them an extension. You're not going to get another one.
I have to ask Judge.
So understand, Mr. Kim, that I don't.
They had like 13 days before the snow. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they come in?
Well, I can't answer that. I mean, that's something.
Oh, yeah.
Judge, I would ask, would you consider giving them a bond so they could go turn themselves in and not have to wait 7 days? That's what we said.
For the pre-signed
It's
waiver.
a pre-signed waiver. I
Pre-signed
can't
waiver,
get
he's not allowed.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, when you get on probation or when you get on parole in another state, you sign conditions. One of those conditions is that if you ever take off and you become a fugitive, you waive extradition. It's a pre-signed waiver. You have already waived by virtue of signing. You need to read every single thing that when you sign it, all the little print, because even if I wanted to give you a bond, I can't, because you have already waived by signing that document.
If for some reason they don't make it by this deadline, will he be getting out?
That's a great question. Mr. Kim?
Actually, with the full, I got to look at the original waiver date. So it's 5th. So statutorily, they have until February 4th, 2025. So strictly speaking, for the pre-signed waiver, he's not allowed to. But this is one where they've already confirmed they're coming on the 27th. So I think it will be a distinction without a difference because they've already scheduled for him to come on the 27th, unless we get another once in a lifetime storm.
So we're gonna give them until the 4th is what I'm hearing?
Well, the recess is gonna be 28th.
28th.
That's not
They
one.
already indicated they're coming on the 27th.
I mean, act of God.
I don't see anything happening between now and then. Otherwise, the news would be just going nuts, you know?
Understood. All right,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, should something happen, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
we're back up here.
They've said that they're going to come get you absolutely on the 27th. I don't know what time, but on that
I'll
day.
confirm with them that we approached and then submit the order and triple check today that that is still the confirmed date, because obviously we've had ones in the past where we confirmed too late and they had to move it. So I'm going to triple check today.
Okay. He'll let you know.
I'll talk to.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll talk some more with you.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something else?
Did have one more, Judge.
Sorry, Mr. Saldana.
I don't have.
Okay.
So this one, we're state's approaching off docket. May I give you the case number? 254-6960. It's a failure to appear for burglary in the 3rd degree out of Oklahoma. And this is one where the court previously denied bond, and then when Judge Jackson subbed in, she also denied bond. This one, they're requesting an off-docket reset, but only for the maximum of 3 days. And again, it's because the airports were closed down. They're able to do such a quick turnaround. But it would be because he had a Brazoria hold, it extended it out from the 14th, and then an off-docket reset to the 27th. So we're only requesting a reset from the 27th to the 30th.
Okay.
So they can pick up on the 29th.
I'd be opposed, Judge.
I know.
Okay, understood.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Saldana. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Finnish plea, Your Honor.
Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Espinoza Perez.
Espinoza Perez, come up. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? If you
Yes.
get pulled
Sí,
over,
usted lo paga.
first thing an officer does is they look up your criminal history. If they see prior DWIs and they come up to you and say, smell alcohol, it's probably not going to go well. So from now forth, I would never, even if you had a sip of alcohol, get into a car. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off. Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
This is what you want to do.
¿Usted desea hacer? Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I want to send you to the agreement. Let me make one more thing clear, Mr. Espinoza. There is a $3,000 surcharge on this type of case. You pick up a DWI second, it's a $6,000 surcharge on your case that you can probably end up paying. I will waive it now, but understand, if you continue to put other people's lives in danger, it's not going to go well for you.
Muy bien.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Thank you. Aaron, I forgot to tell him it's a 90-day license suspension as well. Okay, all right,
I'm repushing on this, motion to strike his testimony, I think is what.
okay.
State has no objection. I spoke with Morgan. We haven't been able to find this witness anyways.
So that's, so just, okay. That's
Yeah, sure.
This bit fine. Right there.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
I've never run across this before, so. Something must be up. Something's not right, I just,
Yes.
So nothing you should know is that guy's real.
I've looked at it already. I think we can. Okay, fine.
No, that's already session 92.
Hey, Judge, we have an arraignment. It just came back.
from where?
Felony.
Okay, Yeah.
Okay. All right, Judge, he's on page 5, top of page 5. Oh, sorry, hang on, Judge. Wait, Bob?
hold on a second. Do we know if the lawyers can be here?
Yeah, I thought this was who this is, and I asked him if they wanted to wait for his attorney, he said no. No, I'm sorry, that was, I thought you were somebody else. Label?
Yes.
No, wait, he's not there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just hang tight, don't leave.
Council, what was that?
Edna,
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
hey, good morning.
I am here on a young man by the name of excuse me, sir. Let me reduce something.
Sui Mejia,
Yes, Sue Mejia. No, it's Sue Mejia. Yes, Your
okay?
Honor. I was just communicating with sending the stated email asking about the discovery, but it looks like I'm sorry, I don't have my camera on. It looks like the RIPs are still pending and I don't see a station video, and I was just sending an email asking if they could confirm.
Alex?
Yes, Judge, we're still waiting on the RIP as well as video.
130 days old, so
Yes, Judge, and
How
we
is that
previously sent an escalation, but we can send another one immediately. Yes, Judge.
I'm going to do 2 weeks.
Yes, Judge.
So we're getting at 150 days without a video. I'm going to let them know. I'm going to subpoena them to come to court,
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to do 2 weeks, Ms. Garcia, okay?
That's
It'll
perfect,
continue
Your
to be waived. If they fail to produce the evidence by the next setting, I'm going to subpoena them to come to court.
Very good, Your Honor.
Okay?
So 2 weeks.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll get you a date.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
This bond conditions on the Moria Halls asset?
Yes.
You guys know that?
I have not signed up on that, but,
Vic,
yes.
on Sui Mejia, can I get a 2-week setting?
It's still pending station video on the record?
Yeah.
Okay, out is March 4th through the 6th.
Did you hear that? March 4th through the 6th, or that week.
Yes, let's do the 6, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Wait. 2 weeks.
Oh,
Well, she's still.
I know that, but we're at 150 days and they still don't have a video? No. 2 weeks. Right, but now it kicks it up to 150 days. There's no videos? No, I'm going to subpoena the people to get here.
Okay, 2 weeks brings you out to February 11th to the 13th.
February 11th to the 13th.
Sir. The 13th, sir.
Okay, cheers.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. May I be
Okay.
excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Judge, good morning.
Morning.
Judge, I'm approaching on Miss Shanika Smith.
Okay.
Judge, for her, she's the one that we were entering into the
Yeah.
program. We spoke with Ms. Gomez because it looks like they were trying to have some IOP and SOP conditions added. Ms. Gomez was sent an email to Ms. Ashley Geis. She said that was her superior in order to try to get those removed. She told us to wait on sending the contract to her to amend later because it would cause a lot of confusion. So asked us to just wait until Ms. Geis tells her yes or no so that they can give us the contract so that we can get everything squared
So let's
away.
set it off a week. Hopefully you can get a decision in a week. Huh?
Sorry, Judge?
We'll set it off a week.
Yes, Judge.
Hopefully we're
And I've emailed, I'm gonna
Judge
follow up,
Geis.
I know with the freeze and everything closing early, I don't know if that's maybe a little bit of a holdup on that, Judge.
Okay.
And then we'll be good to go.
All right. We'll
Thank you,
keep it
Judge.
waived.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Hi, Judge.
John Lee.
I approached them.
That's a rockin' after snow 5 o'clock shadow. I mean, after snow shadow, I should say.
They just have one.
Hey, man.
Judge, I'm gonna talk to you about 4 cases.
Okay.
First one is Mr. Reams. I don't know if that case, it might be a start. Chief just provided PTI offer with a couple of classes and community service. So we should be able to knock that off in one more. I just got the offer this morning.
Got it. And we'll give you a normal setting. If it's not done, got to be here.
Absolutely. The other one that's a little problematic is Mr. Serato. He's the young kid that the state took a while. Finally,
Okay.
I provided some mitigation conditions. She
Okay.
hasn't had a little bit of time to look at it. But she wanted to know if she could have just a little bit more time to analyze it before she makes a PTI offer. That's one issue. The other issue is he was supposed to be here today. He's been in contact with me, Judge. He's a 17-year-old kid. He's good, except for this morning, his mom's car broke down. It cost $40 for an Uber. He doesn't have it.
So let's do this. We'll do 1 week. Okay. Got to be here. And hopefully that gives him enough time.
They'll see.
Okay. So
they'll get
SFBF 1 week.
Okay. Okay. And then my last one, Judge, is Mr. Celestino. We're doing the application as we speak so we can get it in. Just need a little time to get the contract because their PTI program is getting its weight
Done a
up.
TRAS.
He's done the TRAS. He's all good. Just need to get the application in, which we're going to do this morning.
Okay.
So.
We'll set you a couple weeks then.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Sure. Thank you, John. Shatori, what's the cost number?
251-952. I'm sure you want a motion. She just absconded from probation. She reported in
Oh,
October
then-
and then she absconded.
No, you know. Hi, Shreya.
I'm here on Mr. Shorts.
Okay.
Can we carry it to tomorrow? I'm okay with it. Okay.
Was he not here?
He's here. I made him come, not because I'm like some villainous defense attorney.
What are we doing?
So they did get a hold of the proper contact information last week, but they just haven't gotten a hold of her. And I was like, we can set it for trial, or I think that if they talk to her, they may just
But do
efficiently,
we know that she's going to reply or do you know?
you know, she's gonna reply.
She left a fairly extensive conversation with our investigator, so we can likely get a hold of her again.
And that was just last week. That was just a couple
Is
days
she
ago.
cooperative? Is she like, I don't get access
It
to.
looks like she was.
From what we have, yes, she was cooperative, so
How long do you want?
a week, we can just get it.
Okay, that's it. Case is 1,429 days old, so
Yes, Judge.
1 week. That's,
Yes, Judge.
okay.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Judge, hey,
No.
how are you doing?
Dan?
Can we approach on something? I'd like you to hear probable cause and something.
Absolutely.
You have it pulled up?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's for Klaba. Okay. On January 15th at approximately 6 p.m., officers initiated a reverse prostitution investigation. Undercover officer saw a defendant parked near where she was standing. Defendant rolled down his driver's side window. Officers approached the defendant and had a conversation sexual in nature. Defendant agreed to engage in sexual intercourse with the officer in exchange for $100. Defendant and officer arranged to meet at a motel. Defendant started driving in the direction of the motel. Defendant was then stopped and identified by marked units. During this, officers located a loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat.
During the search incident, sorry.
So it would have been yeah. My argument is that the possession of the gun was not while he was engaged in this alleged criminal activity.
And we would understand where he's coming from, Your Honor. However, he did have the loaded firearm behind the front passenger seat, and this was search incident to arrest. So that's where we would be at.
We have the unusual circumstance here of my client is an aircraft mechanic. He works over at IAH. As a result of the gun case, not the solicitation case, the gun case, he lost his job. He can get it back because he's a member of the union. But the gun case is the only problem because he was charged with a gun. He lost his job. Now, I assume we're going to be able to work out the solicitation case.
I mean, I'm sure would probably work out in conjunction as well, you know? I mean, it's,
So, but in the meantime, he can't work. So I tried to replace my plumbing, but I forgot to shut off the water. It's been blew out. All you gotta do is glue stuff.
so I'm looking at 46.02, unlawful carrying of a weapon. A person commits an offense if the person, one, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly carries on or about his or her person a handgun at the time of the offense. So is this at the time of the offense? Right? I guess there lies the question.
He was proceeding to the motel where the incident, that they agreed to would occur. So during the process.
So, because, I mean, the offense is committed when? When the actually agreement took place.
It requires the way the charge reads, it requires, the offense is complete at the time that an agreement is
reached.
Made. So
The agreement is made at the time, allegedly, when they're stopped. They had the wherewithal, if they wanted to, arrest him at that time, where, subject to arrest at that time, they could have made the charge, so to speak, right? But they decided to wait.
Well, Your Honor, if I may, the statute reads they had honor about his person while committing criminal activity, and the firearm was in the vehicle while the offer was being made. It was just on the way to the hotel or the motel is when they stopped him and search incident to arrest for that solicitation. That's when they found the firearm. But the firearm was on or about the defendant's person while he was engaged in the offer for the solicitation.
And also, if I may, Judge, I would also say it would make sense for safety procedures for them to make the arrest while he was on the way to the motel so that they could have followed him and it wasn't just that undercover officer there at the scene of making the arrest.
No, I don't know, because they could have arrested him at the time, right on the spot. I don't know why they would try to bolster the case, I guess, by saying that there's more evidence of guilt by actually going to the motel. I mean, theoretically, they could have arrested at the time that the agreement is made, right? It's a contract.
Judge, I think we would just stick to the way the statute is worded is while engaged and the firearm was there. And they could have arrested him earlier, but as Mackenzie knows, they do that routinely for safety purposes as well as perhaps as you
No.
mentioned, they could have done it for further evidence as well, further investigation. But
Prostitution cases I've seen is they arrest right on the spot, right then and there. They don't wait. I mean, the offense occurs right then and there.
and the offense did occur, and while the defendant was in the vehicle, that's when the offense occurred. He was in the vehicle when they made that agreement, and the firearm was in the vehicle. They found it right after they followed him to the motel. It was in the same transaction.
Offense was
I get
complete.
both sides.
I agree with you. I'll find no problem.
I just gotta go inside tomorrow. Great.
Good morning, Mr. Perez Reyes.
Morning.
So you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 28 days in jail with credit for the 28 days that you've already done. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. This charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for cases like this that you pick up.
Yeah.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this.
Yes, sir.
What you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to your offense? How do you?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Josh. Or Azadi,
Yes.
do you speak English?
All right.
What language do you speak?
Dari?
You speak Dari, ma'am, correct?
I speak Dari and Farsi, yes.
Okay. I have a translator here for you so that you can understand what happens.
Should I start to translate?
Shh. Will you be able to faithfully translate everything I say to this gentleman?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You were charged with assault, bodily injury.
شما در واقع به حمله مسلحانه به کسی حمله کردی، اونجوری متهم شدی که به کسی حمله کردی.
Do you understand how she's... Okay. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
میگه 1 سال بعد زندان بری و $4,000 بعد جریمه پرداخت کنی.
We are going to do probable cause.
در واقع اینجا میخوان برای شما یه excuse me sir, I don't know exactly what does probable cause mean. Sorry about that.
We're going to determine whether there's enough evidence to go forward or not.
میگه در واقع میخوان شواهد رو بررسی بکنن که ببینن بعد چجوری در مورد مسئله شما تصمیم گیری بکنن.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
میگه حق اینو داری که در واقع ساکت بمونی، هیچی نگی و هر چیزی که بگی میتونه علیه شما استفاده بشه.
If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
میگه اگه که توانایی در واقع هزینه پرداخت وکیل رو نداری، دادگاه برای شما یه وکیل انتخاب میکنه. یعنی میتونی ساکت بمونی و بگی من وکیل میخوام. وکیلت میتونه از تو دفاع بکنه.
I'm now going to have Alex, our local prosecutor, read what happened. So, go ahead.
میگه الان این در واقع اون کاراگاه مخصوصشون که کاراگاه مخصوص این کار هست برای شما میخونه که چه اتفاقی افتاده.
Okay, go slow.
Yes, Judge. On January 15th, 2025,
میگه در 15 ژانویه 2025
the officer is dispatched to a possible assault.
فهمیدن که شما به کسی حمله کردی.
The officer observed one student being assaulted by 2 other students.
میگه اون در واقع اون آفیسر اون مأمور دید که یکی از دانش آموزان به وسیله 2 دانش آموز دیگه مورد حمله و ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد.
The officer stepped in and grabbed the defendant and escorted him to the police office.
آفیسر اون مأمور پلیس در واقع وارد مداخله شد و اون کسی که صدمه دیده بود رو برد به پلیس، به دفتر پلیس.
Surveillance video showed the complainant speaking with the defendant in the cafeteria with other students.
میگه که اون ویدیویی رو که در واقع داشتن بازرسی می‌کردن که ببینن چه اتفاقی افتاد، توی این ویدیو دیدن که اون دانش آموز تو کافتریا داشت با اون دو دانش آموز دیگه صحبت می‌کرد.
Students separated the defendant and the complainant after the defendant charged at the complainant.
میگه بقیه دانش آموزا اون کسی که مورد ضرب و جرح قرار داده شده بود و اون کسی که داشت ضرب و جرح می‌کرد رو در واقع جدا کردن از هم دیگه.
The defendant was being held back when a 15-year-old started punching the complainant.
میگه که اون دیفندنت اون کسی که مورد حمله قرار داده شده بود خودش رو کشید عقب وقتی که دید اون یکی دانش آموز در واقع با لگد بهش زد. Yes.
Ma'am, please don't talk. If you want to talk, you can go out.
Yes, Judge.
Did you just say the defendant was being held back?
Yes, and as I keep going, he breaks loose. So the defendant broke loose from the other students and joined the 15-year-old in the fight.
میگه اون کسی که مورد حمله و ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد خودش رو به عقب پرتاب کرد. Sorry, can you please repeat the second part of the sentence?
Yes, so the defendant joined the 15-year-old in the fight.
میگه اون کسی که مورد ضرب و شتم قرار داده شد در واقع به اون یکی دانش آموزی که 15 سال بود به اون ملحق شد.
The defendant punched the complainant multiple times.
میگه اون کسی که در واقع مورد ضرب و جرح قرار داده شد چند بار هی ضربه زد به اون یکی دانش آموز.
The complainant stated he felt pain after getting thrown on the ground.
Sorry, can you please repeat it one more time?
Yes, no problem. The complainant stated he felt pain from getting thrown on the ground.
اون کسی که در واقع مورد حمله قرار داده شد که در واقع شاکی بود میگه بدنش درد گرفت بعد از اینکه مورد اون ضرب و جرح و حمله قرار داده شد.
Who is the complaining witness? And where was this?
So the complaining witness is another student and it took place at a school.
بازی میپرسه که اون شاهدی که در واقع داشته میدیده جریانات رو اون کی بوده و ایشون اون پروسیکیوتور دارن میگن که ایشون یه دانش آموز دیگه بود اونجا که در واقع صحنه رو دید که چه خبر شده.
Which school?
So I'm trying to find, Your Honor.
Wisdom High School, Judge.
Hey. Have you reached out to the complaining witness?
Yes, Judge, I've attempted to reach out to the complaining witness. I have not heard back from him.
Okay, so I'm going to find probable cause exists to go forward with your case.
قاضی میگن که من در واقع میخوام حالا اون شواهد رو پیدا بکنم که ببینم که چجوری که این مسئله کیس شما رو جلو ببرم.
As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case.
میگه اگه بخوام در واقع برای شما یه ضمانت قرار بدم ازت قاضی خواهش میکنه که با این شاهدها با این شهودی که وجود دارن نباید در تماس باشی.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons.
و همچنین نباید هیچ نوع سلاحی با خودت داشته باشی، نباید هیچ سلاحی حمل بکنی.
If you violate any of these conditions, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
قاضی میگن که اگه از این چیزایی که من گفتم سرپیچی بکنی میری زندان.
Do you understand?
متوجه شدی؟
Would you like a court-appointed lawyer today?
دوست داری که در واقع دادگاه برای شما یه وکیل اختصاص بده، یه وکیل داشته باشی از طرف دادگاه؟ Yes, he does.
I will provide you one. My only other issue is whether to bar you from going back to the school or not.
قاضی میگن که برای یه لویر یک وکیل باید انتخاب میکنن، فقط مسئله مورد نظرشون اینه که نمیدونن باید اجازه بدن که تو برگردی به مدرسه یا نه.
I will have you speak to the lawyer and we will determine how to go forward.
قاضی میگن من با یک وکیل صحبت میکنم و از اونجا در واقع ببینیم که چجوری باید مسئله رو پیش ببریم.
Do you understand?
متوجه شدی؟
Okay. Okay, we will have you fill out an application. I will have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll go. I'll have you give it back to me, and I'll look and provide you a lawyer today.
میگن یک چیز به نام اپلیکیشن به تو میدن، اونو بعد پر بکنی، به یه خانومی هم بهت کمک میکنه، بعد اونو تحویل میدی و برای تو وکیل انتخاب میکنن.
Thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it.
Of course,
Okay.
thank you, you're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. You're free to go.
Thank you, bye.